Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lydia Live. Are you ready for fall? Whoo, I am. I'm ready for the beautiful leaves, for skinny jeans, for tall boots, for fall foods. And when I think fall, I think sweet potatoes. Now, I eat them year-round, but we think of the sweet potato casseroles and the yummy things like that for the holidays in the wintertime. Well, I love sweet potatoes, so I wanted to show you some tips about how I fix mine to make them perfect. I love baking. I'm not a real big fan of microwaving sweet potatoes, so I know it takes a little bit longer. What I do is wash them, scrub them real good, stab them with a knife, and I place them on a pan that's lined with parchment paper. This is a time saver in the kitchen. You can get a huge roll of it at Sam's for like $5. So parchment paper on my tray, or you can use a Silpat, which is a reusable silicone baking mat. Those are also great. Easy cleanup. This just goes in the trash. So I bake them up at 425 for about an hour, okay? Let them cool. Now, I love eating the peels. There's a lot of nutrition in them, but sometimes the sweet potatoes I buy at Aldi, sometimes the peels are a little funky. So I just kind of see, if I'm going to eat them or not. These I have peeled, and I've put them in a bowl. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit of extra virgin coconut oil to these sweet potatoes. These are wonderful, healthy, complex carbs, but I love eating combinations of macronutrients like carbs, fats, and proteins. So this is going to be carbs and a fat. Extra virgin coconut oil is amazing. It is a medium chain fatty acid or medium chain triglyceride. You guys, this fat is metabolized and burned for energy immediately by our bodies. It is not stored as fat. I remember a few years ago reading about EVCO and thinking, people put that in their coffee and they eat it by the teaspoonful. Ugh. But it's wonderful. Try to get tastes like coconut, try to get the unrefined, cold pressed, and organic. This is from Sam's, and it's like $15 for this big tub. It lasts several months, okay? So what I'm going to do is take a teaspoon, because we don't want to go overboard. Even with healthy fats, we can go overboard. Take a teaspoon and put it with my sweet potato. And then I'm going to just mix it up really well so there's a nice coconutty flavor to it, and it's wonderful. This sweet potato has cooled, so what I'll probably do is put it in the microwave and heat it up so all that coconut oil will melt, and it will go liquid at room temperature. If your sweet potato is not sweet enough, add a little tiny bit of agave. This is another natural sweetener. I don't use any artificial sweeteners anymore that are calorie-free because they're bad for us. They're synthesized. They're really poisonous. So I don't use any of that. Aspartame, Splenda, sucralose, I don't use any of those anymore. I use real sweeteners like agave. I use an extract from the stevia plant called liquid stevia. It comes in a little bottle and you use a few drops. It's wonderful. I also use raw cane sugar, and I use local raw honey, which is great for you. So if you want to put a little tiny bit of agave, you could even do that in the teaspoon just so you don't do too much. But you know what, y'all? When you are using healthy fats and real food, not fake stuff, you get fuller easier. These foods fill you up. So out with things like margarine, only use butter. Out with things like Aunt Jemima or Hungry Jack or Mrs. Butterworth's syrup, only use maple syrup. That's another great sweetener. So I always say real is better than fake. So this is a delicious thing to pack and take as a snack or part of your lunch for during the day. I'm going to pack some for my trip to Raleigh. And I hope you enjoy these tips and have learned something from them this afternoon. Have a great evening.